What is up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Ringside Sessions, where we talk all about pro wrestling. And unlike other people that do podcasts, we don't care about your feelings. We're going to piss you off. We're going to make you cry. And I don't care. I'm joined by Bray. Bray, do you care?
Absolutely not. Give a fuck
Absolutely
less.
not. Bray Talk Cinema. And also joined by, well, he's over here. Also joined by Joey. I can't never remember his fucking username because he fucking changed it like a dumb motherfucker.
Well, I changed it because I'm adventuring out of the horror movie realm. But anyways, I don't care about hurting people's feelings.
What's your fucking username? The
That
fuck?
movie guy, 57. Look it up. Follow if you want.
Also send them both death threats.
Just don't get me mistaken for Chuck the movie guy because I'm better than him.
Yeah, we
But
hate that guy. Fuck him. But
Hey,
anyways, 2025 has went past. Right? It's 2026, the big 2-6. And there was some wrestling that happened in 2025. And
congrats.
before we decided to film this podcast about a week ago, I sent a form out to a few of our friends and some other places and stuff like that. And we have some end of the year awards. And it's not just us three voting on it. 29 other people also voted on this. So there was a total of 32 votes casted, because I'm not counting us three. Because we already voted. There's 32 responses on this Google form. And let's just get right into it. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not waste time. We're not going to be a 2-hour, 3-hour podcast. We ain't going to have 15 people on here. There's not going to be no. There's not going to be no stupid idiots on here. But anyways, the first award that we're going to talk about is Commentator of the Year. And how we're going to do this, I'll give the nominees, we'll give our votes on who we think it is, and then I'll reveal the winner as voted on by 33 people. Commentator of the Year, the nominees were Brian Danielson, Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, Nigel McGuinness, and Corey Graves. For me, it's 100% Brian Danielson. I felt like he elevated the AEW commentary team to levels it has not been at in a very, very long time. Bro, who do you think's commentator of the year?
I'm gonna go also someone from AEW, but I'm gonna go Nigel McGuinness. I love what he brings to the commentary table whenever he's on.
Joseph?
I also think it was Brian Danielson. Like Jared said, he elevated the commentary booth. But I also think Michael Cole has a shot too. But Brian Danielson's my vote.
So, we did allow write-ins, and someone wrote in Walker Stewart. Does anyone know who the fuck Walker Stewart is?
Don't know who Walker Stewart is.
Shout out Walker Stewart, man.
Yeah,
Whoever he
shout
is.
out Walker Stewart, whoever you are. Welcome to the show.
But Corey Graves had the least amount of votes.
Damn.
Not surprised.
White Barrett was second to last with 17.2. Michael Coe is
Not surprised.
24.1. And your winner for the Ringside Sessions Commentator of the Year is, with 31% of the votes, Brian Daniels. I feel like
Okay,
that's fair.
that is fair.
Deserved. Nigel McGuinness
Very much
finished.
deserved.
Nigel McGuinness finished second. Um, yeah, commentators. Hell yeah. Do we really care about commentators on this podcast, though? Not really.
No,
Not
no
really,
raps.
no. We care about the real graps in the ring.
Let's see. What award do we want to talk about next? Fuck it. Let's go to a big one right away. Let's talk about pay-per-view of the year. The nominees for pay-per-view of the year was AEW All In, AEW Double or Nothing, WWE Crown Jewel, Wrestle Kingdom, and this was last year. This was 2025, and Evolution. For me, without a shadow of a doubt, the pay-per-view of the year, just because of how grand it felt and how like just all the payoffs for all these great stories that AEW told from pretty much day one up until that point, like from the beginning of the year up to that point. AEW All In, man. We had the banger between not Brian Danielson, Adam Hangman Page and John Moxley in the main event. We had Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné absolutely kill it. We had Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland versus the Young Bucks. Just All In felt very special, and that's why I think it should win AEW pay. I mean, just pay per view of the year, right?
I'm gonna have to go with a right in here, and I'm gonna throw a swerve at you guys. Where's the love for WrestlePalooza?
Not WrestlePalooza.
No, I'm just kidding. It's double or nothing for all the exact reasons Jared said. It was
Well, I said All
just a
In,
big
dumb fuck.
culmination tale.
He said all in,
Oh,
not double or nothing. But I mean, if you want to go double or
well,
nothing, you can too.
I'd
So.
give double or nothing. I really like double or nothing.
Great crayon
Yeah,
sauce, just an FYI.
I gotta also go with all in. Not only am I going with all in because they're, everybody what Jared said was right, but it was also in my home state of Texas, right
Did you
down the
go?
road from me. Actually, I did not go right down the road
Yeah.
from me. Actually, so all in Texas definitely should win this one, and I'm pretty sure it will.
We had a couple of audience. We had Turkey Slam 2025. I know
It sounds very
100%
sexual. So
it has to be Ian. I believe that's a mystery wrestling thing. Good friend of the channel, Ian Fox. I believe that's his
Ian
ride.
Fox, we love you.
We also had
Hey,
All
fellow
Star.
Patriots fan too, by the way, Jared. So
It is All Star Grand Queendom. I believe that was a Stardom event, if I'm not mistaken. But to the main rewards. Wrestle Kingdom came in last with 7.1. Next
I
to
didn't watch Wrestle
last
Kingdom, so I didn't know
was Evolution with 10.7. Then Crown Jewel
that Rhea match was banger.
with 14.3 with Crown Jewel, and your winner with 42.9% of the vote, AEW All In, obviously. Double
What
or
about
nothing
Survivor
went to
Series? What
second.
happened to that one?
That was not
What'd you
good,
say?
dumbass.
Survivor Series, brother.
What about WrestlePalooza?
WrestlePalooza
Fucking,
was never.
you didn't like War Games with Brock Lesnar in there? Come on now.
No.
That
But
was
now
so bad.
we're going to get some of these awards out of the way that really don't matter. Some of these WWE-centric awards, because we had a few of them. And then we'll get to some of the other ones. We're just moving around the list here. But we'll go ahead and let's give out the WWE match of the year. This is actually pretty close, actually. There's actually a tie, actually. So we will decide the winner between us three. But the nominees were John Cena, Cody Rhodes, SummerSlam, John Cena, AJ Styles, Crown Jewel, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus Naomi at Evolution. It was just Rhea and Io and Naomi cashed in. We had Tag Team TLC, and then we had Io, Rhea, and Bianca Belair from WrestleMania. For me, the WWE match of the year is John Cena, Cody Rhodes. It had that big match feel, I think, and it was Cody. It's the first time I ever been invested in a Cody Rhodes match since probably him and Dustin at Double or Nothing 2019. I just felt like the story was there. We finally got face John Cena back. He should have never turned heel on that heel run, in my opinion. But we'll talk more about that later. And it was satisfying. Like the match was satisfying. It was chaotic. It's what it needed to be. And compared to the WrestleMania match, it was a 5-star classic, in my opinion. Cena and Cody absolutely killed it this year. That's my WWE match of the year. Frey?
I mean, I liked Cena Cody at SummerSlam, but the match that just gravitated me more was a Cena AJ at Crown Jewel, man. Just them doing all the callbacks throughout the match. It just felt, and that's a match that came straight from the fans. The fans were crying for the match, calling for the match to happen, and it was never planned. And then they gave it to us, and it was just a complete masterpiece. So Cena AJ has to be my WWE match of the year easily.
I got to go with the TLC match for the SmackDown before the WrestleMania. That match was just incredible. It should have been on the Mania card. It would have been the best match of the whole entire weekend. But I digress. That match was fantastic. All the teams involved were just incredible. And I love TLCs, and that was a great match to see.
Also, it may be a window liquor because I read it wrong. There is not a tie. But anyway,
Not a tie.
there was one riot. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I don't
That match
mind.
was banger.
It was all right. It was more about the moment that happened than the
And we should
match.
have put CM Punk Braun Breaker on. That was this year, but still, like we
Oh
could have
yeah,
counted it for
that
last
was
year.
this year, dipshit.
Yeah, dumbass. I'm
Could have
not
counted
doing
it for
that
last year
1
too.
year.
Man.
But anyway, in last was John Cena, Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. Wrong decision, in my opinion. Next was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. And then your winner, because we had a two-way tie for second, so I had to reveal the winner. And what I think is the most overrated match of the year. Honestly, I was not a fan. I thought it was just if this match happened in AEW, it would have not got the praise it did. John Cena, AJ Styles, Crown Jewel. It was just it was just a homage fest. The story was terrible. There was no story going into it. I do not think it was a good match at all. I mean, it was all right. They definitely had way better matches, but according to the window lickers that voted on this, John Cena, AJ Styles is the WWE match of the year.
What happened to R-Truth John Cena? Why wasn't that on there? That was a banger.
Dude, stop.
Next, we're gonna go ahead and crown the WWE Woman of the Year. The nominees were Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky, Naomi, JC Jane, and Becky Lynch. And honestly, for me, I think that there's only one answer, and I think it might be her best year ever. She returned at WrestleMania. She had so many programs where she elevated Lyra, she elevated Maxine Dupree. She done a great story with AJ Lee. For me, Becky Lynch is the WWE Woman of the Year for me personally. Bray.
I'm gonna go with EO, man. I feel like this whenever EO was in the ring, especially last year, but just anytime EO's in the ring, really, just put on just bangers every time, no matter who it was against. You know, there's a point in time where you in WWE get kind of tired because they repeat a lot, but like EO just puts on good matches all around. So I gotta go with EO for my women's of the year.
I'm actually going to go Stephanie Vaquer, and the reason is her trajectory of the year, just skyrocketing the women's world title, was very impressive. And I think she deserves to be considered for Woman of the Year.
There was a write-in. Someone wrote in Rhea Ripley.
I feel like she's, I don't know.
Bland.
In
Yeah.
last with 0% of the vote is Naomi. I feel like if Naomi didn't get
Damn.
pregnant, I feel like she would have won, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was on that
Shame
way.
on
She
you.
was on that
Shame
path.
on you, Jimmy, for impregnating your wife. Shame on you.
And next to last is Becky Lynch. She only got like 1.7% of the vote. I fully
Damn.
disagree. JC Jane.
No, she had a great year.
JC Jane was next with 7.4%. And your winner, get the most votes that I have seen so far with over 55.6% of the votes, Stephanie Vaquer.
They know graps. They know graps.
Stephanie Vaquer is the Ringside Sessions Woman of the Year. Also,
Congratulations,
I
Stephanie.
also added a non-Big Two Woman and Man of the Year. I didn't do it with the tag teams or match of the year, but I just felt like it. Some other companies deserve spotlight too, besides just the Big Two. You know what I mean? So your
That's
nominees
all.
for the non-Big Two Woman of the Year is Saray. Sorry, Saray. I don't know how to pronounce her name. New Japan, Saray.
Apologize in advance. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Saray. Ash by Elegance, Surrey, Indy Hartwell, AZM, and then Seiya Kamatani. Um, we did have quite a few write-ins for this one. Like this might be the most write-ins we have. But for me, without a shadow of a doubt, I guess she's after Wrestle Kingdom the other night. I'm gonna assume she's going to AEW or WWE since she lost to Saray. Someone has a bunch of background noise. I don't know who it is. Someone's blowing air into their microphone. But for me, is
Not me.
Seiya Kamatani just a fantastic? Like she literally is brand new. She literally debuted 2 years ago, and the way that she went through everyone in Stardom, only to be knocked down and lose. Which is at Wrestle Kingdom. That's a 2026 crowd. We're talking about 2025. Seiya Kamatani had a great 2025. She's going to do big things. A woman to watch for.
As someone who doesn't watch much New Japan and others, I'm gonna have to go with Indy Hartwell. I liked what she did, post WWE release. She did a lot of good stuff in the Indies and TNA. I'm gonna go Indy Hartwell.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Bray. I don't really watch the Stardom stuff, so I'm gonna go with Ash by Elegance. Actually, I think she had a really good year, winning the Knockouts tag titles and just being a prominent fixture on TNA after she got released.
All right, we had some rod-ins. Maki Ito got a rod-in. She's always fantastic. Cerberus. Shout out
Paquito.
Cerberus. I know this is a Cerberus one. Has to be Kelsey Reagan. I don't know who that is, really. I know he talks about it quite a bit. And then someone else wrote in Notorious Mimi.
Who's that?
What a shout out. Shout out Notorious Mimi. Notorious Mimi, if you're watching this,
Yeah,
come on the
whoever
pod,
you
bro.
are, Notorious Mimi. Whoever
Yes,
you are, we'd love to
welcome.
have you on. We'd love
But
to have you on.
anyways, in last place, only getting like probably one vote because I don't have a percentage is Surrey. She done okay. Next to last is ACM. She's more of an independent person. She had a couple AEW matches. Has done a lot for Ring of Honor. We should have added like Billy Starks, honestly. Billy Starks, sorry for missing you. Someone has audio issues again. I don't
Who
know
is
who.
it? I don't know
I
what's
don't
going
know.
on.
Spike Bright.
I'm gonna have my AC on because
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
75 degrees. But
But anyways, next is Ash by Elegance. She only got 14.1% of the votes. Indy Hartwell got 25% of the votes. So, oh yeah, so Rhea didn't get no votes. I forgot about her because the caller
Damn.
wasn't on here. But with 32.1% of the votes, the winner for Ringside Sessions non-Big Two Woman of the Year is Seiya Kamatani. Well deserved.
Hell
Round
yeah.
of applause. She's going to AEW, I hope. WWE wouldn't know what to do with it.
No, they wouldn't. They don't know what to do with half the people they have already.
I don't even know who Saya Kamatami is.
She's fantastic.
Maybe she should go to TNA.
No.
Hey, TNA's back in the Big 2-6. All right.
No,
Yeah, you
it's
can watch it live on AMC.
Yep, starting next Thursday, 8 o'clock Central.
And let's go ahead and finish out the Women of the Year with the AEW Woman of the Year. The nominees for AEW Woman of the Year is Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm, Athena, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale. We had 0 write-ins for this one. For me, without a shadow of a doubt, the AEW Women's Wrestler of the Year has to be Mercedes Moné. The way that she just dominated not only AEW, but pretty much every single independent company. Mercedes Moné is the definition of Woman of the Year. Not only, like, she literally won the award at every other place. ESPN gave her Woman of the Year. Sports Illustrated. She is the Woman's Wrestler of the Year. Bray, who's your vote?
I think this is probably going to be our first clean sweep. I imagine it's Mercedes Moné, CEO, CEO.
Yeah. Yeah, Mercedes Monet definitely. Honorable mention for Tony Storm. She's awesome. We love Tony Storm. But Mercedes
Yeah.
Monet is the winner.
All right, in last was Chris Statlander. Well, no, in last was Athena. She didn't get no votes. Surprised. I think she had a pretty good year.
That is crazy. She's like the
She's pretty
longest reigning
good.
Ring of Honor Women's Champion, isn't she?
In fourth
Yeah,
was
I'm pretty
Chris
sure.
Statlander.
She's been
Third
like
was
champ for
Willow
like 2 years.
Nightingale. And Ringside Sessions, AEW Woman of the Year, is Tony Storm. She won with
Wow.
48.7% of the votes.
Hey, we love Tony Storm. We love Tony Storm.
Timeless. She
We
had a
do.
good year.
She did. She had the women's champion for most of the year.
Good job, Tony Storm. Good
Like
job.
most of the year, she held the women's champ. I feel like it was close. Like it's definitely close between them
Yeah,
two.
Oh
100%.
yeah, for sure.
It's a
It's
fair
like a
toss
one.
up.
It's like a 1A 1B. They both won, but the actual winner is Tony Storm because we love both of them.
Next, we're going to talk about some of the most shocking moments of 2025. This is
Oh,
we're
I
giving
know
out
it's winning this one.
the OMG moment of the year. The nominees are as follows: John Cena turns heel. John Cena taps out like a bitch. Hangman Page wins the AEW Championship at All In. AJ Lee returns, and then Naomi, Seth Rollins / Naomi's cash in. I kind of added them both. For me, there's no other, like, this is going to be another clean sweep. It's John Cena's heel turn, brother. There's just nothing, nothing suppresses it.
Yeah, I mean, what followed it sucked, but the moment itself, you just can't take away from.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I mean, we're probably not going to. We'll dive into it later, but we don't really need The Rock for the heel turn. But yeah, no, John Cena's heel turn was the greatest thing I've seen all year, and probably for years to come. I don't think anything's going to top it.
And we don't even have to really go into it. There was one writing, and it just says Monster Factory. I don't know what that means, but
All right.
yeah.
Also, the
Uh,
Seth Rollins thing was kind of very predictable. So I mean, that's probably why. I mean,
I
that's
did
the
like
most predictable.
Naomi's cash in though.
the
No,
Naomi's got
Namath's
good
cash in
cash.
was cool, but
the
Seth's was
cash
kind of predictable.
the cash-ins got 0%. AJ Lee
Yeah.
returns got 0%. Hangman Page winning the AEW Championship had probably a vote. John Cena tapping out had like 7.2 and with 85.9% of the vote is John Cena taps out. It's the biggest. I will spoil this. It's the biggest like landslide victory. It's obvious that that was going to win.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's like I said, that's probably the biggest heel turn in wrestling outside of Hulk Hogan's. But like, probably bigger than Hogan, honestly.
It really is. All right, let's go into feud of the year. The nominees for feud of the year is John Moxley, Hangman Page, CM Punk and Seth Rollins, Trick Williams and Mike Santana, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and Tony Storm versus Mariah May. For me, I feel like the biggest feud has to be Tony Storm Mariah May. I know it was more like just the first like 4 months of the year. It didn't really span as much as some of these other ones did, but it was just so good, man. Just the three matches that they had at the beginning of the year was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, it was a way to write Mariah May out, but Mariah May, Tony Storm at Revolution was one of the greatest women's matches in the history of professional wrestling, in my opinion. And their stuff on the mic, everything about it was fantastic.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go with a write-in. Give me the MFTs versus the Wyatt
Oh my
Six.
god.
No, I gotta go Moxley Hangman. That whole story and how it ended, just it was all peak. Moxley Hangman should win.
Yeah, I gotta go with what Jared said. Mariah May, Tony Storm was just all around fantastic. Chef's kiss was fantastic.
We did have a couple of audience. We had Seiyo Kamatani and Tom Nakano from Stardom. They did have a
Don't know who those are.
they had some pretty good matches, to be fair. Someone also wrote in Jey Uso versus Gunther. We also had another write-in, AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. I didn't even know they had a match.
They had like one on like a random
Yeah,
Raw.
yeah.
There was a
Hey,
couple
we get AJ Styles
feuds.
up there next week.
There was a couple feuds that didn't get no votes. Trick Williams, Mike Santana got no votes. John Cena, Cody Rhodes didn't get no votes. But finishing in third was CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Cool, whatever. But
Felt a little
the
overplayed by
feud,
the time it was done.
it went on way too long. But the Ringside Sessions feud of the year is Tony Storm, Mariah May with 39.3% of the votes. Dude,
Wow.
Moxley Hangman was right there. There's at like 33.4, so it's like probably one vote away from time. Both were fantastic. Uh, we had no feud that was really like I don't feel like we had that feud of the year. You know what I mean? Like there was no like top level feud. Like last year was definitely like CM Punk Drew McIntyre. Like last year
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
great feud. There was no feud that really felt like that this year. All right.
yeah, for sure.
We have one negative award, and it's most overrated, right? The
Oh
most
well.
the most overrated nominees of the year: Jey Uso, Mark Briscoe, Evil, Joe
Oh,
Hendry, and Jade Cargill. Really, the five worst people of dog shit in 2025, in my opinion. None of them people are any good at wrestling or on the mic, and they should all retire. We did have a write-in, but my vote, obviously, is Jey Uso. He's trash,
4 letters, one word.
right?
Um, I gotta agree. And some of like now that he's back in the tag team division, he's gonna be much more likable. But him as a single star man, it just really was really annoying.
I'm surprised you didn't say the with the fucking TNT champion, whatever his name is, Mark Briscoe. I don't like Mark Briscoe, Jared, but I know it's Jey Uso. Jey Uso's the most overrated.
We actually had two write-ins here. We had Nia Jax, cool, and then someone was trolling because they put Gunther and Will Ospreay. I don't know who that
Oh,
was.
That's probably
wow.
Shane. I bet that was Shane.
Somebody was definitely trolling. But in last was Mark Briscoe. In fourth was Evil. In third was Jared Cargill. And your winner with 65.5% of the votes, 4 letters, 1 word, ass. With an extra S.
That's three. That's
Show yourself. Obviously. One of the most
yeah.
terrible professional wrestlers of our generation. I do not, like I have stated, you're one of two things. You're either in one classroom all day, or you're a kid. That's the only way you can like show yourself. Only way you can like show yourself. You cannot be over the age of like 14 and not be like, you know, the word that I
Or
want to
Tyler.
say.
I heard Tyler's a big Jew, so if I heard he was eating when he went to Raw.
Yeah, but he rode the short bus, so that makes a lot of sense. You can't be a grown man and be a Jey Uso fan. Like that's just not real.
Nah,
Nah,
that
definitely
doesn't
not.
exist. It does not exist.
But now let's talk about the most improved wrestler of 2025. The nominees are Kyle Fletcher, Maxine Dupree, Tatum Paxley, Harley Cameron, and Dominic Mysterio. For me, without a shadow of a doubt, this one is probably the easiest one I voted on. Honestly, it's Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher's like he was just a no-name tag team wrestler pretty much at the end of last year. Yeah, he turned on Will Ospreay at World's End at the very last show of the year. Um, and just the way that he just elevated up the card, and he is going to be a future star. Like he's AEW's brightest young talent, in my opinion. Kyle Fletcher's the most improved for 2025.
Yeah, 100%. His C2 run alone, Kyle Fletcher had the C2 run he had was just phenomenal in its own. Let alone just all the other matches throughout the year. You know, you had him and Osprey. Just yeah, it's Kyle Fletcher, dude. He really just bursted on the scene, and I think he's a world champion within the next 2 years.
Yeah, clean sweep, Kyle Fletcher. I was gonna go Dominic, but Dominic's been most improved before already. So Kyle Fletcher, just everything he's done from leaving the tag team scene to being a singles guy has been very, very impressive.
We've had two rod-ins. We had someone named Jack Jericho. Don't know who that is.
Okay.
Shout out to Chris Jericho. Shout out to Chris Jericho's son. I don't know who that is, but
And also, this has to be a troll as well. Someone literally put Jey Uso.
maybe that was Shane.
Anyways,
I don't know.
in last was Harley Cameron. Next to last was Dana Paxley. Then Dominic Mysterio. So it's down to Maxine Dupree and Kyle Fletcher. And the Ringside Sessions most improved of 2025 is Kyle Fletcher, getting
Oh yeah.
37.9% of the vote. I will give it to Maxine Dupree. She has improved so much, though.
She
100%.
has very much.
I think them taking the belt off of her was really dumb on Monday, but
She went from being a joke to being, like actually somewhat likable.
We have a big one coming up. Promotion of
Mhm.
the year. The nominees are AEW,
Is it really a big one?
CMLL, New Japan, Stardom, and WWE. There was one rod-in, two rod-ins actually. Without a doubt. The promotion of the year is not even close for me. They put on the best storylines, they put on the best wrestling, and they don't insult their fan base like another big company does.
Ooh.
AEW is the promotion of the year.
I went to two pay-per-views last year. I went to the Royal Rumble and I went to World's End. World's End's whole trip was cheaper than the Royal Rumble tickets. And I'd say World's End was a better event than the Royal Rumble was. I gotta go AEW. They really turned it up a notch with the storytelling, and as always, they had banger matches all throughout the year.
Yeah, I definitely think last year was the better year for AW. They kind of lacked in 24, but 25 was really good for them. So yeah, AEW's promotion of the year.
We had a rod-in for AAA, obviously. I feel like that is a good shout.
Okay.
They really did improve quite a bit this year. And then I don't know what this is. PAW. Shout out
What about
PAW.
GCW? GC Dub. GC Dub.
But in last was Stardom, COL, and New Japan. I don't see their percent of the votes. But the promotion of the year, with 60.7% of the vote, the Ringside Sessions promotion of the year is for the best wrestle, baby. AEW wins again. AEW is the promotion of the year.
Hell yeah.
Tony Khan, put us on TV like you've done everybody else, please.
We forgot about. We should have put Microman in for most improved, Jared.
Take a lap.
You're so stupid.
We have another big one. Stable of the year. The nominees were the Death Riders, Judgment Day, MFT, Wyatt Six, Dark State, and the Don Callis family. For me, well, Don Callis family wasn't a option, but it got wrote in quite a bit. That's on me for forgetting it. For me, though, it's the Death Riders, man. Their story this year has been phenomenal. It's not only been about like destruction. They've dipped down and then they rised back up. The Death Riders storyline across the entirety of 2025 is one of the best storylines AEW has ever put on.
Yeah. With Don Callis family, I thought I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought they would have been up there. But I think the Death Riders and that big payoff they had at the end of the year with Moxley winning the C2 definitely just boost them up. Because I thought they were going to turn on Moxley and cost him it, but instead Moxley wins the C2, and now I think the Death Riders had the best year last year.
Yeah, clean sweep. This the Death Riders, man. Like y'all said, Moxley winning the C2. Just everything about them just was great.
In last place, oh yeah, we had someone named Hate. I don't know what Hate is. I think that's Evil Stable in New Japan, and that pisses me off. The Don Callis family finished last. Then we had Dark State, Wyatt Six, MFTs, and it came down to the Judgment Day and the Death Riders. And your winner for Stable of the Year is the Death Riders.
What happened to What happened to Los Americanos or Grande Americanos group?
Oh, dude, you really need something bad to happen to you.
Next, we have WWE Tag Team of the Year. Your nominees are DIY, Fraxium, Charlexa, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, and Czar, Ruka. For me, I won't give it to DIY. DIY had an okay year, especially at the beginning of the year, but like they're always putting on bangers. I was really mixed between DIY and Fraxium, and I went DIY.
WWE kind of disappointed me on the back end of the year with the tag team division, especially with how they stacked it up, and then like the back half of the year they didn't really do much with them. I'm gonna honestly go Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I really liked their story and how they like eventually got together. I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Axiom here. They dominated NXT. They were, dominating tag team champions, and then I thought they kind of lost in the shuffle on the main roster. Hopefully, they get it figured out. But they were definitely dominating NXT. Honorable mention to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for being a thrown together tag team that actually worked out. So
We did have a couple write-ins, 3 to be exact. The Judgment they got wrote in. Motor City Machine Gun got wrote in twice, and then the Usos.
They had like 3 matches all year.
yeah, that makes Jared's blood boil when he hears the Usos.
But anyways, in last was Zaruka. Next to last was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Then DIY. It came down to Fraxium and Charlexa, and your winner is Charlexa, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, the story they told between those two really made it like worth buying in.
Yeah, but next we have AEW Tag Team of the Year.
Ooh, this is tough.
Are we hyped? Are we hyped?
Oh, I think this is going to be really tough and should be one of the closer votes.
It literally is so fucking close. Like, but anyways, the nominees are FTR, Brodito, the Young Bucks, We Hurt People, the Hurt Syndicate, and Jet Speed. For me, it's FTR. FTR had a fun, but also it could be Brodito or the Hurt Syndicate. Like there's definitely a big three. Um, but I'm giving it to FTR just because of how strong that back half of the year was for them.
Honorable mention Jet Speed for sure. I really liked what Jet Speed did, Speedball and Kevin Knight. I like that. But I'm gonna go with fuck, I forgot. No. Oh, Jared, reread them.
FTR,
No.
Brodito, the Young Bucks, the Hurt
Brodito.
Syndicate,
That's
Jet
it.
Speed.
Brodito. It was Brodito, 100%. I don't know why I fucking mind blanked right there, but Brodito, 100%. My AEW Tag Team of the Year.
Yeah, I've always been the biggest Young Bucks guy ever since like I started watching them. So I'm gonna go with the Young Bucks just for them. Just how everything just went with them from being down in the dumps to being where they are now. Just in this whole year, I'm just going with the Young Bucks.
Jet Speed didn't get any votes, unfortunately, but still, shout out Jet Speed. There was no Rodins here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jet Speed's great. Yeah.
The Young Bucks finished third, and one of the closest races we have ever seen. Literally, a vote separates first and second, because second tie, but your winner of AEW Tag Team of the Year is FTR.
We love FTR. That's real graps. FTR is real
Yeah,
graps.
FTR was really good last year. I do gotta
Yeah.
admit.
The Young Bucks are probably, in my opinion, the best tag team in the world.
We have a big one coming up, a huge one. AEW Match of the Year. We already went through WWE's Match of
Wow.
the Year, but it's time to talk about
Wow.
real grabs. And we had so many good matches. I didn't put no TV matches on the list, even though we had a million that we could have chosen. I went just straight pay-per-views because I didn't want to convolute the list. But anyways, the nominees
Mhm.
are Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, Revolution; Tony Storm, Mariah May, Revolution; Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks at All In; Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley at All In; and then Hangman Page, Kyle Fletcher at All In. We did have a couple audience, but for me, the match of the year has to be Hangman and Jon Moxley. Like I said, the story, the match was intense. It had me on the edge of my seat. There was emotion. Everything about that match was what you want out of a wrestling match. Hangman versus Moxley.
Honorable mention for this one. I have an honorable mention. It's gonna be Takeshita and Moxley from the C2. That match was really good, but the match I have to go with is Osprey Kyle Fletcher from Revolution. Like, if you want the definition of a 5-star match, you put that match on, and you're not gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Osprey and Swerve against the Young Bucks. That all the close near fall finishes we had, just all the exhilarating tag team moves we had was just fantastic. I loved that match.
Someone wrote in none. AEW sucks. Nigel. I know that was Nigel. I
Could have
think
been
Nigel.
it could have been DJ. DJ also hates AEW.
Well, I think Nigel was all the troll answers. Someone wrote in Hangman and
Mm.
Samoa Joe from Full Gear Steel Cage. It's a pretty decent match.
That's
In
a decent match,
last,
yeah.
in last place was Tony Storm and Mariah May, as
Wow.
well as Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher. Both got votes that does not register a percentage. Next was for Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks with 11.1. Then came Tony Storm, Mariah. No, not Tony Storm, Mariah May. Yeah, Tony Storm, Mariah May, 25.9% was in third. I fucked up. And your winner for AEW Match of the Year, 37% of the votes. Hangman, Jon Moxley, all in.
Wow.
Good job, boys. Good job.
How close was that between how close was that one between them and Osprey and Fletcher?
They got 37%, and then Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher got 28.
Oh, okay. Couple vote differential.
We're now down to three, and that's the three male wrestlers of the year. We're going to start off with the non-Big Two male wrestler of the year. Your nominees were Mike Santana, Joe Hendry, Mystico, Yoda Tsuji, And Effie. There was quite a few rod-ins for this one as well. For me personally, I think it's going to be Yoda Suji. Yoda Suji got injured, won the world title at Wrestle Kingdom, literally got injured the next day at New Year's Dash, fought and clawed his way back to come back before Dominion. He returned at Dominion, entered the G1, had a banger match throughout the G1, won the Global Heavyweight Championship. Him and fucking Takeshita had that absolute banger at End of the World, whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Yoda Suji's year was fantastic this year, and now he's the world champ. Now he's finally back at the world champ. I'm excited to see what he does. Bray,
I'm gonna go with Mystico. I really like Mystico's work down there in CMLL. Man, I really like it. I really like what he does.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a little weird for me. Not weird, but it's gonna be say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry, in my opinion, he was the TNA World Champion. He showed up at WrestleMania. Like it's Joe Hendry.
a few of the ride-ins were Psycho Mike. That's an in vote for sure. David Finley, Evil, and Zack Sabre Jr. Coming
Yeah,
in,
but I don't watch a lot of New Japan, so I can't comment on that. But
coming in last with no votes is Effie. Second to last was Yoda Suji. Third to last was Mystico. It comes down to Mike Santana and Joe Hendry. And your non-big two male wrestler of the year is Joe Hendry. No
Say his
claps.
name.
congratulations, Joe Hendry.
No claps.
No, no claps for Joe Hendry.
Next, we are going to go do the WWE Male Wrestler of the Year. Your nominees are John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Obafemi, CM Punk, and Daring Jano. Bonta.
Gunther.
For me, without a shadow of a doubt, the wrestler of the year. I know it's probably like biased, nostalgia based, but it has to be John Cena, man. He wrestled on every single pay per view. It's his final year. He deserves wrestler of the year this year, in my opinion.
Uh, yeah, Cena definitely. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of some of the things that went down along his retirement tour, but all around, he just stayed, showed up and showed out most of the time. So I got to give it to Cena.
Yeah, clean sweep for the newly retired John Cena. But Obafemi definitely should auto mention for Femi because he was dominant also. But no, it's John Cena for sure.
There was a write-in that got 9 votes. There's a
Oh
write-in that
wow!
got 9 votes, and we'll get to that because they ended up finishing second in the whole race. And last with no votes was Cody Rhodes, and also CM Punk got no votes. Gunther only got 1 vote, I believe. But coming in third is Jey Uso.
Oh my God.
In second
Why is he
was,
in third place?
well, the winner is John Cena. Second was Obafemi. Obviously, Cena was
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. And Obo obviously being up there dominant as he was makes sense.
winning. Here we go. Our biggest award of the year, of all time, is our AEW Male Wrestler of the Year because that's where the best wrestle, and we only care about AEW really. Like we're
It's
all
real
AEW
graps, baby.
fans. The
Yeah, real graps.
nominees for AEW Male Wrestler of the Year is Hangman Page, John Moxley, Konosuke Takeshita, Bandito, and Kyle Fletcher. We had quite a few audience, but for me, without a shadow of a doubt, I really honestly feel like it's Moxley. Moxley's just entire story, again, started out on top. He was world champ at the tippy top, then fell, losing streak. We all thought he got kicked out, had that fantastic run through the C2, and ended up winning the entire C2. John Moxley's the male wrestler of the year for me.
Um, it's tough. AEW had so many good talents show up and show out all throughout the year.
But shout out
Um,
shout out Bandito, dude. The dude had fucking
yeah,
5-star
Bandito.
Yeah, Bandito
classes every
crushed
week.
it.
Bandito cooks every fucking week, man. If Osprey didn't get hurt, Osprey obviously would have been up here.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm gonna agree. I think John Moxley's whole his big story throughout the year, just that C2 run, man, really just solidifies it.
Yeah, it's Moxley, man. Like, again, the C2 run, just everything with the Death Riders from them potentially turning on him to not. It's John Moxley. And it's not even close.
We had like 4 ride-ins. We had MJF, we had Samoa Joe, we had Will Ospreay, we had none because I hate AEW, and then we had Jey Uso.
Wait, did MJF miss like most of the year, didn't he? Wasn't he out most of the year?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But then last, unfortunately, was Kyle Fletcher and Bandito.
Boo. Wow.
It was a big 3 here, a big 3 between Hangman,
Yeah.
Moxley, and Takeshita. In third ended
Takesha's
up
banger.
being Konosuke Takeshita. Came down to Hangman and Moxley, and it was pretty close. The winner only got 28.6% of the vote compared to 21.4%. Your winner of the AEW Male Wrestler of the Year is Jon Moxley.
Wow.
Congratulations, John Moxley. Congratulations. You get claps all around, Mox. Claps for Mox. Takeshi, you'll get it one day, buddy. We believe in you. He'll get the AEW Wrestler
He
of
did
the
have
Year
a
one
good
day.
year. He did have a good year.
He had a fantastic year. Him and Okada that match was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was on our awards. I don't know when we'll see you again. It might be next Monday. It may be next Tuesday. I don't know when this is going to go up. It's going to go up one day of the week.
It could be next year for the year end for the yearly awards. Who knows?
Exactly. But our next topic will be who knows? We may talk about what women's wrestlers are the hottest. You know, we may just be
The Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia.
no one cares about that. We may talk about I don't know. We may talk about Elijah Burke matches. Who knows? But anyways,
Our
we will
top
catch
our
you
top
all.
10 wrestlers. Look at that.
Yeah, that could be good. We may rank our top 10 Elijah Burke matches. But anyways, we will catch you all on the next episode. Peace out, pimps. And either subscribe and like, or every single one of us will come into your house. We'll take every bit of our clothes out, have our willy wigs, our cocks swinging, and we'll drink every bit of your milk. Good night, guys.
All